Okay, here's what has happened next, my friend. The grosgrain, I found a nice shade of brown, and I edged it, laid it right on the edge of the fur. I can open it up and show you where it's been stitched. Right through the hair canvas with the fur in the middle. And this laid right over the edge. The fur comes to right in there somewhere, and this is laid right there. And I used what they call, I believe, an overhand stitch. Like you come up, then you go backwards, go down a little bit, then you move forward, and you just do that. And this is one that's ready. And so I'll go ahead and move over to the one that still needs to be done. This beautiful grosgrain works great. And the main thing you're going to do is make a little fold. I'm sorry. Yeah, just make a little fold first. And then I'm going to find where that overlapping seam was. Right there it is. And then on the outside, I'm just going to pull the fur back a little and lay this right there. Oh, I don't have to have the fold yet. Sorry, I'm having one of those moments. But see, I'm just overlapping this raw edge. I'm shoving the grosgrain on there just a little. And then I start with my stitching. Come up through. And I go back probably a couple stitches to get it started. And then I'm not going to try to pin anything. I'm just using my fingers to feel my way around there to make sure I have the right amount over and the right amount under, knowing that each stitch is going to go through that hair canvas. The first one might be a little funky, but we're going to come over that. It'll be overlapped after a while when we get around the bend. And then each stitch, I'm trying to get in the view of the camera. I go back maybe 1/8 of an inch or 1/16, and I come forward like 3/8. I know it's hard to see, but... And now we've got our grosgrain all in place. And after watching the clip, I actually did decide that I did not like those stitches that I had put. So they ended up being more of a base stitch and ripped away and sewn down with a straight stitch in a color that matches so much better. So that's where we are. Now it's time to attach this just very delicately to the hair canvas. So you just get under there, and these stitches can be very long. Just I'm gonna secure the first one. You see how I use such a long thread? That probably makes some of you nervous. I just don't like threading needles. I would rather take a chance on a knot. Okay, now I did a couple secure, and I'm just going to go pick a little bit of this, go under. You know this stitch. It's just very simple. It'll just keep this from ever sliding down. Are you seeing it? I hope so. And I will go all the way around both of these with this little treatment, knowing that the next step will be bringing this down over it. And oh, I'm so excited to get this finished. My client is coming this way today, and she wants this. There's still cold weather, so she'll be able to wear it before the season is up. So there you have it. I'm not going to sit here and show you the whole mess, but there's what I'm a-doing. Yep, just to get it attached. Yep, awesome. Back later. Okay, so you see I've steamed the lining. It looks great. And you see how far the lining actually goes beyond my now finished area with the grosgrain loosely stitched down. This is finished. Now all we have to do is attach this lining there. And in order to do that, we want to line this underseam with what they seem to consider the underseam of this. Now I see there is a tiny little flaw right there. I'll probably just get some stitches over that here in a little bit. It's not a big deal. Don't go sweating the small stuff. All right? So all I want to do is fold back, you know, it's a kind of a ragged cut, but just the average of about a 1/2 inch. And we're just going to bring that just barely over. So we want that exposure right there. The reason being, and I'm trying to only put the pin through the lining and the grosgrain. Yeah, the reason being, when this is all done, see there's some ease here, and that ease will make its way down over, but yet it will never get too far. 1/2 inch. And this is one situation where I am happy to pin it a little bit if I can. It does help me. I'm trying to never let the pin go through the skin. Mine or the coats. Yeah, there's that. I'm sorry if I'm getting off the edge. This is not easy. I just have an iPad up over top here. Suspended. Okay. A little bit more pinning. Pinning is really important. Sometimes you can get away with not doing it, but so often it's just really helpful. Except for the part when you run into the pins and you get the little, you know, they stick you, and then it's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Look how nice this is looking. It's a nice finish. Then I'm not going to use the brown thread that I've been using. I'm going to switch back to a beige. See, there's a little extra there that needs to work its way over to where that edge is. I never worry about anything like that because those little bits of ease can be worked in. See, I'll whip it in when it's time. Now the right thread. The right needle. Well, I've been using this tiny needle for this whole process. It's a thin one. It has a bit of a, oh, where are you? Where are you? It has a bit of a curve, but that's just for me using it. I'm skilled at bending needles. I don't know why. They're supposed to be steel. But I mean, I can bend them because I get going and sometimes I'm gripping that needle. Whoa. Next thing I know, it's got a little crook in it. And then guess what? It becomes very handy for certain projects because having a bent needle can be very handy. I'm an intense knot tire as well, in case you haven't figured that out. I don't do that over finger thing that, well, most people do. I'm just not satisfied unless I have a knot that I can actually feel, a substantial knot. Okay. And I use a thimble as well. I like my thimble. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to leave that little bit. And this is really the end. This is the final frontier of this job. See, I already went around a pin, and that gets on my last nerve. Okay, so now all we're doing is just send our needle down under the grosgrain and let it ride in between. You have to do a lot of feeling, and then, maybe it's the color of this thread or something. Some threads want to kink up, and I know, I cut it too long for most people's liking, but I don't care. I'm doing what I want. Okay, yeah, so then you're just going to go along and carefully go right beside where you came out, slip under, and come out at about, you can do whatever you want, 3/8 of an inch. You can do a quarter if you're that anal. I think 3/8 is just fine on this gig. So yeah, doing that all the way around on both, and we'll be calling it done. Yay! Because I have like 2 hours before the lady's coming. I'm glad I steamed that lining, but I will fix that little. I'll just do a little cute little something something. So I won't make you watch too long here. I know I'm getting all over the place, but just so you see a few stitches go in. And you know that you have to do that all the way around. And see how it's better to choose the color of the lining as opposed to keep going with the coppery brown. One thing I've learned is no matter what project you're doing, if you can choose the thread that matches the best, then you can, I don't know, it's just always going to be better. It's always going to look better. You will be happier with it. And if there is the tiniest of flaws, it will be less visible the closer your thread matches your project. Okay? Just going to go all the way around and we will be done. Thanks. Okay, nearly to the finish here, and you can see that little extra that I have. That is just going to get tucked over. You see there's already a fold there as if it was there before, so it's no big deal. We're just smoothing it, making the last few stitches, and it's going to stay in place. I'm not worried about it in the least. In some cases of some garments, you would want that maybe sewn out so that everything matched up exactly. Maybe in a pair of pants or a finer jacket, you might not want that, but this is not an issue at all. It's just going to be stitched down, all right? And look at that. That is looking good. Okay, friends. Here's that beautiful little fur jacket. And if you look at the sleeves, we let them down. You can actually see where it was originally folded. But I don't think that it's an issue, and I think that it will wear, you know, after some wear, it will no longer be an issue because you can only see it in certain light and such. It's actually fine.